Welcome to one of the most thrilling adventures in Oman. Today, we are heading deep into Wadi Shab, a place where towering canyon walls, turquoise water, and hidden caves create one of the most breathtaking spots in the Middle East. But getting there isn't easy. This is not just a sightseeing trip, it's a full-on adventure. We will be hiking through rocky desert paths for nearly an hour, crossing streams, climbing through narrow canyon passages, and swimming through crystal clear pools just to reach the final secret of this wadi. And at the end of it all lies something truly incredible, a hidden cave tucked deep inside the canyon, with water rushing through a tiny opening into a magical chamber that feels like another world. So get ready for an adrenaline-filled journey through sun, rock, water, and pure adventure as we explore the legendary Wadi Shab in Oman. Let's go! Before the adventure begins, let's talk about where we are. Wadi Shab is located near the coastal city of Sir, in the beautiful coastal region of Oman, about 2 hours from Muscat, along a scenic road that winds between dramatic mountains and the sparkling waters of the Gulf of Oman. This part of the country is known for its raw natural beauty, where rugged desert landscapes suddenly open up into lush green valleys filled with palm trees and flowing water. The word wadi actually means valley, and in Oman, these valleys are often carved by ancient rivers that have shaped the mountains for thousands of years. Wadi Shab is one of the most famous of them all, a place where towering canyon walls rise high above crystal clear pools, creating a landscape that feels both wild and peaceful at the same time. But this place is more than just stunning scenery. The surrounding villages reflect the deep traditions of Omani culture, where life moves at a slower pace and nature is deeply respected. You will see small farms, date palms, and traditional irrigation systems that have supported local communities here for generations. It's the kind of place where adventure meets culture, where dramatic landscapes, quiet villages, and ancient traditions come together to create an experience that feels truly unique. And today, we are about to step right into the heart of it. At the very beginning of the trip, you will notice something really special. People from all around the world gathering in one place, all waiting for the same adventure to begin. You'll find yourself standing in line with travelers and explorers who have come from different countries, all excited to experience the beauty of Wadi Shab. The line is actually for a small boat that takes visitors across the river at the entrance of the wadi. The ride itself is very short, only about a minute, but it's the official gateway to the adventure. For just 1 Omani Riyal per person, the boat will take you from the parking side across the river to the start of the trail, and later bring you back as well. Right before entering Wadi Shab, there is a small kiosk where you can grab some essential adventure gear, and trust me, it's not something you want to skip. Here, you'll find things like water shoes, phone waterproof cases, and even life jackets. The water shoes are especially important because the trail is full of rough rocks and slippery stones, and at some point, you'll actually be swimming through the wadi, so normal sneakers really won't cut it. Then, there is the waterproof phone case. Even if your phone is water resistant, filming while swimming is a whole different story. Having it sealed inside a waterproof cover and hanging safely around your neck lets you capture the adventure without worrying about dropping it in the water. And finally, the life jackets. We decided to wear them not because we cannot swim, but because they make the whole experience way more relaxed. Instead of constantly treating water, you can just float, enjoy the scenery, and move through the pools with complete peace of mind with that extra layer of safety just in case. As the boat slowly crosses the water, you start to feel the excitement building. On the other side, the real journey begins. A long hike through rocky paths, towering canyon walls, and eventually the crystal clear pools that make Wadi Shab one of the most incredible natural adventures in Oman. And from that moment on, the adventure truly starts. The moment we stepped out of the boat, the journey officially began. We started walking toward the valley, passing by travelers who were already on their way back, people who had gone ahead of us earlier and were now returning from the adventure we were just about to begin. You could see the excitement on everyone's faces. Right at the entrance, the scenery was beautiful. Palm trees surrounded the start of the trail, giving the place a calm and welcoming vibe. As we kept moving deeper into the valley, moments of nature started appearing everywhere, like a lonely donkey peacefully standing in the grass, completely unbothered by visitors passing by. We kept walking further in, sometimes even running just to move faster. The excitement was building. and we could not wait to see what was waiting for us at the end of the valley. After crossing the entrance area, the trail suddenly opened up into a wide path, and the view honestly surprised us. On one side, there was a small flowing river running alongside the trail, surrounded by lush green plants, while massive mountains towered all around us, creating a dramatic canyon landscape. At one point, we even noticed a few goats standing right on the edge of the mountains, perfectly balanced on the rocks, while another tourist nearby was trying to capture the moment on camera, just like we were. The deeper we went, the more beautiful everything became. The water started showing the incredible turquoise color Wadi Shab is famous for, and the views around us were simply breathtaking. At one point, curiosity got the best of me, and I decided to climb up onto a high rock just to see how the valley would look from above. The view from there was absolutely stunning, but it also reminded me that adventures like this always come with a bit of risk. Out here, you explore at your own pace and at your own responsibility. Halfway through the journey, we suddenly noticed something that immediately caught our attention: a high cliff overlooking one of the deep pools of water. People were standing on top of it, preparing to jump, and honestly, it looked a bit scary. But at the same time, it felt like the perfect way to add some extra adrenaline to the adventure. At first, I was hesitant. Standing up there and looking down, the height felt much bigger than it looked from below. My heart was racing, and for a moment, I wasn't sure if I should actually do it. But with everyone around cheering and encouraging me, I finally gathered the courage and went for it, and honestly, the feeling was incredible. As we continued deeper into the valley, the trail slowly started getting more challenging. At some points, we had to walk along narrow paths on the sides of the mountains with the valley stretching far down below us. It was honestly a bit scary because one small mistake while walking on those edges could be very dangerous. So if you are planning to visit Wadi Shab, it's really important to stay aware of your surroundings and understand the risks that come with this kind of adventure. You also need to be reasonably fit to complete the journey. This is not just a simple walk in the park, and it might not be the best place to bring very young kids who can't handle the terrain on their own. At one point, something funny actually happened to me. Even though I was wearing special water shoes for this kind of environment, I still slipped and fell while trying to step onto the water path. The rocks were covered with slippery algae, and that made them incredibly smooth. Thankfully, it wasn't a serious fall, but it was definitely a reminder that nature here deserves respect. Eventually, we reached a point where the trail simply disappeared. The path was completely blocked by water from all directions, and from that moment on, walking was no longer an option. The only way forward was to swim. And honestly, that's when the adventure became even more exciting. Jumping into the water felt amazing, even though at first it was freezing cold. For a few seconds, it felt like my whole body was shocked by the temperature. But after a short while, the body starts adapting, and suddenly the cold water becomes part of the fun. From that moment on, we were no longer just hikers. We were swimming our way deeper into one of the most incredible natural places in Oman. After swimming for almost 15 minutes through the turquoise pools, we finally reached the destination everyone comes here for, the famous Wadi Shab cave. At first, we could barely even recognize the entrance. It looked extremely narrow, almost like a crack in the rock rather than an actual doorway. Honestly, it felt intimidating. Just looking at it could make you feel anxious, especially if you are someone who's claustrophobic. If that's the case, it's always a good idea to come here with friends or people who can encourage you. Watching others go inside first can really help build your confidence. And remember, if the idea makes you panic, you don't have to force yourself. The journey through the valley alone is already an incredible experience, and you can always come back to try the cave when you feel mentally ready. But the moment we started entering through that narrow opening, something incredible happened. As we moved between the rock walls, you could actually feel how solid and powerful the cave structure was. It's one of those moments where nature reminds you just how strong and ancient it really is. The feeling is hard to explain, you just have to experience it. Now, here's a small tip if you plan to enter the cave. Go slowly and stay calm. Hold onto the edges of the rock, just like I am doing, and use them to gently push your body forward. Because the entrance is so tight, you will need to turn your body sideways so your face is pointing toward one of the cave walls. Going straight through simply won't work. And then comes the trickiest part. There is a spot where two sharp rock edges sticking out from the cave walls, making the space too narrow for your head to pass through normally. The only way through is to briefly dive under the water while holding onto the rocks. Push yourself forward beneath that tight section and then rise up on the other side. And once you pass that narrow point, you are finally inside. And the moment you finally make it inside, everything changes. Suddenly, you realize just how incredible this place truly is. The cave opens up into a hidden chamber where the light reflects off the water and the rock walls in the most beautiful way. Standing there, you can't help but think about how unbelievably creative the Creator is and how powerful and breathtaking nature can be. Looking around, it's hard to believe that such a magical place is hidden deep inside this valley. And in that moment, you realize something. Every single step of this journey was worth it. Every drop of sweat, every long walk, every slip, every fall along the way, it all led to this incredible experience. For me personally, this trip brought a kind of joy and happiness that's very hard to describe. It's the kind of feeling that material things simply can't give you. Sometimes, all you need to do is to step out of your comfort zone, explore the world, and experience nature for yourself to truly understand it. And if you feel like I managed to bring you along on this adventure and helped you experience even a small part of what this journey felt like, don't forget to support the channel with a like, a comment, and a subscribe. Until then, I will see you in the next adventure.